financier for Coley. I'm going to talk quickly about what's happening in the crypto market. I thought I'd give it like a 2 minute brief test on the live stream. It's the first time I'm doing this on YouTube. So let's talk about what's happening right now. Obviously, things have slowed down in the last 24 months. It's a pretty big turnaround from what was really happening in January. But what's important to figure out is what's long term versus short term. Right now, there's a lot of development happening. Last month, I was at Ethereum New York, which is part of ETH Global. In 2 weeks, September 13th, maybe, it looks like the merge date is happening. It's going live for Ethereum, so it's going to move from proof of work to proof of stake. That's a big positive for one big reason. Developers are working overtime. They are seriously working on getting this application running. There's a lot of things happening on the underlying infrastructure. There's a lot happening at the layer 2 protocols, a lot happening on layer 1. Applications are being built, DAOs, NFTs, DeFi is coming in strong. So we're seeing a lot of things happening in the undercurrent of blockchain, which is important and it's distinct from crypto. Prices, yes, it's a problem when things decline. The incentives kind of change, but it's really important to understand what's happening behind the scenes, how it's impacting the economy, the crypto economy, the finance economy. And then now this is the best time to do two things. First, you get to listen to what people are doing. I mean, the merge, there's not gonna be a lot of noise, not a lot of, grifters, scammers. You can talk directly with people in the industry. You can meet with people, you can talk to the developers, you can talk to the users like myself, you can talk to people that are just investing, and you can just get face-to-face time. And this is the time where the most important work happens, the stuff that happens that will be monumental in 2 to 3 years, maybe the next bull cycle, whenever that takes place. What happens today will determine that there'll be new exchanges like FTX, there'll be new investment firms, there'll be more podcasts, there'll be more newsletters and media sources. There'll be so much that expands over the next 5 years, let's say, that it will make 2022 look like 1995 in the internet economy or the internet era. So I think this is a big shift in what's happening because this is the first time I've seen a tremendous amount of developers on board into this arena. There's a lot more happening. In September 2022, there are 3 or 4 major conferences happening as well. Mainnet from Asari, there's Chainlink's event, there's 2 or 3 other ones that are important. A couple of DeFi ones happen in New York and Brooklyn in August. So you see this is like blossom from like 1 or 2 major events a month to 4 to 5, and then NFT NYC has exploded, and then there's so many things. There's just so many people onboarding. There's billions of dollars being invested, so all of it's positive. It's very important to focus on the use case, the utilities. I think this is the moment where we'll start seeing a lot of these projects saying, all right, I'm not going to raise as much money, but this is just a better way to just, I don't know, raise capital for a fundraiser, to bring together a community. Balaji wrote a book about the network state, so maybe we'll see 1 or 2 network states incubate in this 24-month cycle before the next boom, and then there'll be a large community of 100,000 people. I think they're going to be employees, or maybe it's like the Bankless Nation or something like that. They'll kind of incubate or fund a new type of business, country, community, city. I think there's so many different ways that it can be applied, but I think this is a good time to just try to get involved with 1 or 2 projects and just get familiar with what's happening in those economies, those mini micro economies, like the Lynx DAO, like the VFriends, Bored Ape Yacht Club. Understand what they're doing because they have the resources, they have the capital, they're trying to deploy it, they're trying to figure out what else can be done, on how voting happens, how new capital is introduced into the ecosystem, and then how new players are being onboarded. Are they marketers, developers, designers, investors, just customers? Who knows? Nike just did like $93 million in sales, so they've like outshined every other apparel brand company. So I think more brands that are consumer oriented, retail focused, will come out and say, okay, this is what we can do. There will be a couple more sports companies that do this as well. So once a B2B business does this, like a Salesforce or a Microsoft, and it's not gaming related, gaming will probably explode first. But if it's not gaming related, then it's starting to become mainstream, and it becomes like underlying technology. There'll be a shift in the economy where the undercurrent will remain under, but the new technologies they use, the new applications, new devices, new software, hardware, it's all based on a new protocol, a new database. Like it's like moving from the pre-internet era of like doing something on your PC to the internet to online to cloud, and now you're like, oh, I don't even know how things get hosted, what server they're on. I don't really care. But if I can send information from point A to point B, this is what's happening, and this is what's going to happen in the next few years. You won't see the change. It'll just happen. It'll be better, and you'll be like, it's like magic. So it's a good start. I think this is an important place to start. This is the best time to get in and, have a long-term perspective, 5, 10, 15, 25 years, because it'll become fundamental, it'll become the foundation for the next layer of technology. However that might be. I think crypto payments in the robotics industry will probably be the biggest. That's how we're going to probably pay robots in the future. It's an area that has not been discussed. And there are a few more areas that I think that have a lot of potential that's simply in the payments industry. When you think about ledgers and like how databases work internationally, they haven't even been exploited yet. We're still in the early innings of the software being developed. So keep an eye on this. There's a lot more excitement, a lot more development happening here. Until next time, see ya.